So, I know I said that my next video would probably be about like fear, or I think it was like the law of detaching yourself, and I kind of want to jam it all into one video. Kind of want to just like mush it all up and then add a new concept that I actually didn't think I was going to talk about until yesterday. So, I'm going to give the backstory of why I'm talking about this. I'm going to give the backstory of why this came up in my mind to make a video about this. And in all honesty, it's because last night I was sitting there. I honestly was. How do I put this? I was on YouTube, but I wasn't on my regular YouTube where it's like, oh, I watch like people like Smitty, or I watch Let's Play, or I'm really big into like old historical facts. So I like watching people that collect things, or learning about like old wars, or things that happened in the past, or like craziest kid, off topic as fuck. But I was on my trading YouTube, and I try to make that algorithm as much as about trading as I can. Like, obviously, you're not going to stop the YouTubers that make it onto your recommendation page. You're not going to be able to stop any of that shit. But I do try to make it to where my suggested is just about trading. Lo and behold, one of the first things that come up on my trading thing is PV Trades is officially back. He's trading. I think he took like a week break from the markets or something, like a week or 2 week breaks from the market, at least from what people who watch his YouTube understand. And I'm big on watching him. I'm big on watching Patrick and Blake. I always watch Patrick and Blake because he has no. My ears itchy as fuck, but he didn't take a break. And when I saw Patty was back, I was like, oh shit, let me click on this video and watch. But the second I clicked on the video and watched, I think it was like a backtesting video. Second I clicked on the video and watched it, and then went and watched his live trading video, I was like, yo, why did I switch my strategy? Why did I listen to the people around me who told me to switch my strategy? Because when he was talking about all this crazy shit, it's like boom, 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 boom. Like, I understood what he was saying because that's what I've been learning for the last 3 to 4 months now. I mean, yeah, I know the basics of the TJR strategy from the last 7 to 8 months, but if you take Patrick and Blake's model and just mix it with fucking TJR's model, it's the same thing. One's just talking about ICT concepts, one's just talking about how he dims it down and makes it his own concepts. I liked Patrick and Blake's model. It helped me a lot. I honestly passed my funded because of that model. And now that I'm sitting here and really thinking about it, making this video, I was like, dude, was it just me? Like, why did I switch my strategy? And that's kind of what I want to go into today, is because it ties a lot with that fear shit. It ties a lot with the law of detachment, and it ties a lot about your personal self. Like me, I just relapsed again. I just did a bad habit that I probably shouldn't be doing. But at the end of the day, it's good to come on here and talk about it, because if I can come on here and say the most embarrassing shit of my life, then I know that this next month is going to be so easy for me, because I'm not going to want to come on here every single day and say, oh, I relapsed, oh, I did this, oh, I did that, oh, I did something I shouldn't have. No, it's going to become so much easier for me. And I heard a lot at church today about God being a very good forgiver. He's not one of those people that you can just sit there and keep saying his name over and over again, because then he's going to smite you. He's literally, like, he doesn't play that. He's not going to sit there and let you just keep saying, oh, I'm not going to do this, oh, I'm not going to do that. I think last month was like the first month I haven't done that in a while. Like I said last video, it's been stressful times, but I'm trying to become a really, really better person. I'm not trying to do any of the old stuff that I do, or I'm just really trying to be a good person at the end of the day. So, getting off topic again. Um, yeah, so it made me realize, like, was it my strategy or was it me? So I went into a backtesting session, and it's not the backtesting session I'm showing. This is actually me backtesting the old strategy that I did, because I realized, hey, it worked a lot. Like, it worked a lot. And I literally went into a backtesting session yesterday, And I said, you know what? 5 trades on the old model, 5 trades on supply and demand with orb. I lost 4 trades on my orb and supply and demand strategy. And it was followed to a T. It's not like I was just sitting there and just doing shit just because, hey, like, I just wanted to sit there and fuck that strategy up so I can go back to the old one. Nah, if that was the case, I would have just swapped. Oh, let me get some water. My dumbass started a new audio file by accident. Um, it's okay. It's okay. I know where we left off. But yeah, I was back testing yesterday. I realized the orb and supply and demand strategy. It just it didn't have enough. How do I put this? One, it didn't have enough work behind it because, like I said, I've literally been trading that PB Blake model, fucking Patrick and Blake model for like a good 3 to 4 month period now, and it tied really well with the TJR model because it was just TJR's model, but a little bit more confirmation with a little bit more confluences mixed into it, and it was super simple to trade. And then when I lost that eval, and I had a friend tell me, "Hey, you should really stop using ICT." I listened to him. I switched to supply and demand with orb, and I was doing really well at first. But then I realized that it's just not for me. And the way I realized it is that backtesting session yesterday, because I would wait for the open range breakout, wait for a retest, and then I'd take it off the way I did. So either off a demand zone or a supply zone, or off the midline of the open range, top of the open range, whatever, etc. And I realized that only one of the 4 trades I took won, and it was just crazy to sit there and think about that. Like, damn, I only won one trade fucking off that model because it just didn't have enough behind it. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I loved supply and demand. I think it's just order blocks with a bigger name and trading into order blocks, waiting for that to happen. And then obviously it went up against the PB Blake model. I went 4-1 or 5-1, I think it was. I only lost one trade on that model. I took beautiful executions. Um, there was a lot of confluences that went behind it, a lot of confirmation, and I realized I don't need a continuation strategy. I just need to get out of my head. I need to get out of my head when it comes to that, because at the end of the day, the continuation in that strategy is literally in it. Like, you're waiting for either you're waiting. I'm mixing up my words. You're going on the 30 minute. You're seeing which way market's going. You're looking at the 15 minute. You're marking out swing highs, swing lows. Then you're going to the 5 minute. You're seeing which way has gaps. If both ways have gaps, you're waiting for a market structure shift. And then me personally, what I added onto it, because I realized that Patrick and Blake do it so easily because they've been trading it for a while, I'll go back on the 30 minute after I marked out those zones and mark out my take profits. So I have a bearish take profit and a bullish take profit. And whichever way I see it shift, that's the way I'm going. But I'm waiting for full closes. I'm not sitting there and getting swept out. Not sitting there and letting the market use me as liquidity. I am simply waiting for full closure. And then it just works so beautifully because there's continuation, confirmation, execution. And that's where I'm going to get into the next part of this is fear. We do so many decisions based on fear. Like, without anybody really realizing it, there's so many fear-based decisions. For example, my fear-based decision was switching strategies. I didn't want to admit it was myself. I really didn't. I didn't want to sit there and go toe to toe with myself and say, look, you're the problem. You're a big issue. You're doing a lot of shit you shouldn't be doing within the markets, and that's not good. You need to relax. And that's what this week break is for. Um, it's gonna be hard for me not to trade for a week. By the way, like, it's gonna be stupid hard. I might just hop on the markets and watch them fucking fluctuate. But a part of me really just wants to not even do that. A part of me just wants to wake up, do what I usually do, chill out for a bit, and just fucking eat a bowl of cereal. Like, I don't want to be that kind of guy that gets so trapped in the markets. I don't want this to be my life. I want this to be my life job. I want this to be the job that takes over my life. Or, well, that sounded bad. I want this to be the job that creates wealth in my life. You know what I mean? But I don't want this job to take over my life. I don't want this job to be something that I think about every single second of the day, because that's when it messes with your head, you know? And where I'm getting with this is that I watch so many traders online make fear based decisions. Oh, they lost the eval, switching strategies. They lost fucking two band payout. They're either switching strategies or they're just done, you know? And they're making fear based decisions based on fucking, not even based on like analytics or anything like that. They're making fear based decisions just because someone else told them to. Somebody else literally said that's not what it's about. Instagram comments get into people's heads. And that's kind of why I stopped posting on my TikTok so much as well. Because I felt like I was getting up there on TikTok. I think when I started my trading TikTok, I was at like 10 followers. And I'm almost at 100. But I stopped because I realized a lot of people were starting to tell me like, "Oh, you're getting 50-cent take profits." I remember I remember that day when I hit my first band take profit. I wanted to go back, link that comment, and ask how he was doing because I was doing fine. I was doing perfectly good, and that brings me to my next segment, which I talked to Grip about this already, the law of detachment. But just detaching yourself from the markets for even a couple days might be the most beneficial thing ever. And that brings into another concept I heard in church today too. And it literally was like the first thing the pastor said too was sometimes we need a break. Sometimes we all need a break. We don't want to admit it. We really don't because we love what we do. But sometimes we need a break. And I was sitting there like, damn, that's the first thing he said. Like this guy doesn't even know me, and that's the first thing he said was sometimes we need a break. And immediately the first thing that came in my head was, bro, I'm about to take a week break off trading. Like I've never done this before, and I'm about to take basically a whole week off from trading and not trade until Thursday when unemployment claims come out. And that's a good day to trade for me. So literally next week I'm only trading one day because Friday is like 5 or 6 news events stacked on each other, and I'm not trading that shit. And it's crazy to think about it because this week, obviously, U.S. and Iran had a fucking little war thing. U.S. went and killed their leader. Everyone's like, oh, NAS and ES are going to be perfect for shorts, or they're going to be perfect for longs, or gold is going to be amazing. I'm even hearing news about GBP. That's how you know this market volatility is about to be crazy this week. And yet, I'm sitting here like, dude, no, I'm gonna take that break because it's much needed. You know, it's a break that I need to take, and I'm detaching myself from the markets. Sorry if you guys hear my cat; he's going crazy. But I'm simply hold on. Let me pause this real quick. Sorry, girl walked in wearing my shirt that I just bought. But anyway, the law of detachment is like big for me right now because, like I keep saying, a pastor who barely even knew me said that sometimes a break is needed. And like I said, I want to really stop doing my bad habits. I'm gonna go on a good month streak because I did it last month. Last month I did it pretty easily, and I want to go on a little streak this month where I don't do my bad habits. I'm not falling into greed. I'm reading my Bible, reading my book, making videos like this at least once every other day at least. Because I'm not big on the video side. Like I always tell you guys in the description, and I'm gonna say it out loud. I'm not doing this for clout. I'm doing this so in a couple years I can look back and be like, damn, I was spitting game. I was literally just giving this out for free because a lot of people who trade don't want to sit there and make a video like this. They don't want to sit there and talk about themselves. They don't want to sit there and bash themselves. But honestly, a, a great thing I took away from TJR, from Patrick and Blake, is that trading is not supposed to be a wealthy, rich, dollar sign amount thing. It's supposed to make you understand the type of person you are and fix it. And literally, you can go back in TJR's boot camp. You can go through Patrick and Blake's boot camp. They said it multiple times that trading is supposed to help you personally. It'll help you financially, but first it's going to help you personally. And I think now I'm at the point where I've blew the Maven account about 4 to 5 times on a payout. I've blown a Top Step account that I funded. I worked so hard for. I got the paper sitting right next to me actually. Just last week, blew 2 Lucid accounts like it was nothing. And I'm really looking to just make a good little standpoint on why I'm gonna change, why everything is gonna be a lot better, and yeah. So honestly, I'm here to play. I'm here to do this week. Hope you guys enjoyed. I think the next video I'm gonna dive just a little bit deeper on just focusing on yourself, because I'm one of those people that need to really focus on themselves sometimes and get to the heart of the problem, or yeah, the heart of the problem, the heart of the problem, however you want to put it. But yeah, man, that's all I got for today. God bless you guys. Enjoy.